I never actually saw you guys like that before.
Because you're never here, Nick.
What are you talking about? I'm here every Sunday.
Every Sunday, like a habit, like going to church. But you never here, Nick.
Hey, Gramps, have another story.
I can't tell stories like nuns.
No, I mean one that's all true. Tell me what it was like to leave your family.
Why do you want to know that, Nick?
You was a fisherman, right? Why'd they make you leave?
You know the problem with those stories, Nick? The more you tell them, the more you realize people don't change. They keep doing the same things over and over again. When I was a little boy, every Christmas morning on the cobblestones in our town, there would appear this sea of vendors. Their carts covered with toys. And the colors, I remember the colors. The blues, the reds, the oranges, like a rainbow of toys. And my father, he would carry me outside, and we'd go to the first cart. And he'd pick out some little dark toy, and I'd pick on the biggest and most beautiful one. And he'd shake his head, nah. And we'd move on to the next. And I'd point to another beautiful toy. And again, he'd shake his head. And we'd do this again and again. And we'd go from cart to cart until finally he picked some tiny gray toy, one that I barely wanted. And I'd start crying, and he'd carry me back inside the house. You know, I resented him for that. I hated him for that. And then when I was 14, he put me on a boat to America and said, goodbye, that's where you're going to live. I was 14. And I hated him for that too. Not long after, he got tangled in a fishing net they were putting into the water. He hit his head on the side of the boat, and they never found him. 8 years after he sent me away, I came back to my hometown so that my mother and sisters could meet my new family. And it happened to be on the holidays. And on Christmas morning, I took your mother outside, and there they were, all the vendors, like they had never left, with all their blue and red and beautiful toys. And your mother, she'd point to the prettiest and the brightest. And each one she would point to, I would buy for her. And when we came back inside, with our arms full of this rainbow of toys, my mother saw this, and she said, that's what your father wanted to do for you. But we barely had enough to put food on the table for Christmas. And that's why he sent you away, so that you could make for yourself a better life, one that he could not give you. I always thought my father was a bastard because he never gave me anything. Turns out, he was giving me everything he had. You're going away, aren't you, Nicholas?
There's a moment.